Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, by show of hand, how many of you actually know about ASBOs? Have heard about them? Fair enough. How many of you actually know, or think they know how ASBOs work and what they do? Aha, that's what I thought. Unfortunately, after these 3 minutes, you probably still won't know exactly what ASBOs, how they work. That'd be, even 3 hours would be enough for that. But hopefully you'll know a little bit more about how they work and what they mean in terms of criminal responsibility. So I became interested about ASBOs because of their legal mechanism, the fact that they are a civil and criminal order. To give you an example, a regular crime is something that we think is wrong and forbidden for everybody. So, for example, you, sir, wouldn't be able to kill the person next to you. I'm not allowed to kill the person next to you either. If either of us do, we'll be criminally responsible, it's wrong, and that's it. ASBOs, on the other hand, if somebody behaves in a manner which is likely to cause harassment, alarm, or distress to others in the community, a court can give him an order telling him not to do something to limit that behavior. So that's playing music from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. or not going to some place that he's not allowed to go to. And if he does do those behavior, he will automatically be in breach of his order and automatically be committing a crime, even though that wouldn't be a crime for anybody else. You're allowed to play music in your home between 9 p.m. and 9 a.m. So I decided to look beyond that dual process at the social and political context behind it, and what I discovered is that it has a more general significance about the way we decide on criminal responsibility and how we punish people. Traditional criminal responsibility is based on individual responsibility. We are rational individuals and we can be held accountable for the choices we make. If you do decide to kill the person next to you, you decided to, and we can actually put you in prison or punish you accordingly. If, on the other hand, for example, you suffer from a fit and end up pushing the person next to you or hitting him in the face, we wouldn't hold you responsible because it wasn't a voluntary action. In the case of ASBOs, it's not so much about your choices and the individual rational choice you make. It's more about the fact that you belong to a community. And because you belong to that community, we hold you responsible for the behavior that could harm that community. So it's a very different rationale, which is less about your individual choice. I believe this is very relevant to the way we perceive human actions and social interactions in general, in particular when you consider the consequences of criminal responsibility, which is generally punishment. And ASBOs, for example, the penalty for breaching any order that is made under an ASBO, any ASBO, would be up to 5 years imprisonment, whether that's because you played music during the night or you went to somewhere you shouldn't have gone. The judge has a maximum of 5 years. So that's why it's so important that we look at how we assign criminal responsibility. Thank you very much.